So in the very first chapter in the book of Joshua, something very interesting has taken place. You see, Moses, who was the leader of the nation of Israel, has passed away. He died. And now God is calling Joshua to become the next leader of Israel. So why is this interesting? Well, up until this point, Joshua was the commander of Israel's army, and war was something he knew all too well. Joshua was a trained warrior. He was brought up for war. He knew how to fight. In fact, whenever the nation was under siege or under attack, the entire nation would look to Joshua and his troops to come to their defense, to defend the men, women, and children of that nation. And so this was Joshua's area of expertise. But now God is calling Joshua to do something he's never done before. God is transitioning Joshua from leading an army to now leading a nation. And now you can almost imagine the amount of pressure that was on Joshua's shoulders to know that an entire nation was going to be looking to him for guidance. And I can imagine that in those moments of discomfort, those moments of being taken out of your comfort zone, when you are in uncharted territory, that's where fear starts to creep in. And I believe that's what Joshua's battling with. Reason why I say that is because if you look at verses 6 to 9, in that short span of scripture, God had to command Joshua 3 times to be strong and courageous. Joshua, be strong and courageous. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Why? Because as I was with Moses, so would I be with you. You see, the word courage in that passage of scripture refers to a term called steadfast, which means to be immovable, to be persistent, to be standing firm, holding your ground. You see, courage doesn't always mean you're moving onward. Sometimes you need courage just to not go backwards, just to not to give up, not to retreat on what you believe God is calling you to do. Some of you may be feeling like you're just trying to hold on to those dreams and those goals, but everything around you, being outside of your comfort zone, is causing you to want to give up and retreat. But listen to this. You see, the word courage, according to Nelson Mandela, he says, I have learned that courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. That see, the brave man is not he who doesn't feel afraid, but he who learns how to conquer that fear. How do you conquer fear? By deciding to be immovable, by deciding to stand your ground. You see, I believe personally that once you acknowledge that fear is not going to go anywhere, but you make a decision that you're not either, I feel like then the tables begin to turn. Because you see, now you no longer have to deal with fear. Now fear has to deal with you. Franklin D. Roosevelt says it like this, that courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the assessment that there's something more important than fear. What is more important than fear? Your name, your legacy, the gift that God has given you, your ability to impact this world. That's what's more important, because the gift that God has put in you, the purpose of it was to change the people around you and to change this world. That's what's more important. God is going to be taking many of you out of your comfort zone because he has to mold you and shape you and stretch you to prepare you for what he's going to do in your life. You will never see growth in the comfort zone, just like you will never experience comfort in the growth zone. Sometimes the things you're going through is only meant to prepare you for where you're going to. What if God is taking you out of your comfort zone? Because in order for him to give you what you've never had, or to take you to where you've never been, what if it requires you to do something you've never done? Those dreams you have, those goals, yes, it may seem impossible. And yes, it may come with some discomfort, because many success stories derive from a season of discomfort in many people that you know. So embrace the discomfort, because you're being molded and shaped, because God is going to do something in your life. But in that season, when you feel like giving up or throwing in the towel, remember that God says that just as he was with Moses, so shall he be with you. And every place you set your feet on, you are on land he has given you. Only be strong and courageous. My brothers and sisters, be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous. Take your place. Take your place, because God is going to do something in your life, and it may require you stepping outside of your comfort zone. In fact, it will require you to step outside of your comfort zone. But know this, as things get uncomfortable, you're only being prepared for that next level in life, for greatness. And remember that. Be strong and courageous, because just as he was with Joshua, just as he was with Moses and every great man and woman who's impacted this world, so is he with you.